nipa na ono ose obeboa wo sesei no ose ontume mmoa wo twen no to abama no nomra as president ansa no wabeboa wo koto abama no na obeba no wawue waba memorial service na nkrofo di achi mamefo he masa concept onipa oye your friend saying war laden yebubune ukon ho akopa ne cheso na yete Ghana. This is the land of gold. Anwea kra ye gold ma Chinese fo be wia ya anwea e de fata kra de ko anwea ye wia unim se ye wia anwea.
I know say minim so more the ko but wia ne de minim so mo wia, but I know so almost
wo hwe budget mu no uhu Colombia ka say for exports in anwea no yenya income bi ene ne ye wia.
Yenim say elections in a time no aben no as it stands now I say kan just some few parties on top of my Ghana for the wo mu adwen ekoso. So I decided say no mama hwe the ones mu adwen hwe dan ko mo so no ba ko a personally what I know he can do unfortunately nyo bia hu ni sa and ye din komo kakra na me hu say no there is the need for this conversation and sana okwakoto abano KOFI Granting, independent candidate.
Yes, sir. KOFI.
Mr. President.
Now what to say?
Say
Sika no Sika na ba.
Sir, amen.
Amen. You said me who said the normal aircon.
Amen.
Or high for ye.
I had the Nana birthday present to the man.
Why are they?
The whole building, top down, everything.
Wow.
Fully like a fancy baby.
Wow.
So drew Hana, I can't trust where do how bright chicken.
Sena, one, I'm castle be a yin wabe high cacrana. Wow. Nana, you Nana, dear, said mea media in tea. Yedana senso.
All right. Ye didn't come what prompted this conversation? Yeah. The fact that you've gathered minds, from masterminds, would they want more I don't know whether to call them advisors, and I say, because what are you using them for? The masterminds.
Just say, Kofi, unse debiana wetie mi amekase, unse Ghana na adia ye hia pa ye leadership. Na leadership no, mpanyinfo no ankasa womonte leadership na ase. Eni nti na omina ejija aye basa ye deka over 760 billion cedis. Your resources. Bob Marley said, in the abundance of water, the full thirst. Inti won't ya na a leadership. Inti leadership no. Say ye kasi leadership na a day. Leadership ye the ability to Runibeka say intellectually process information. One of the things may mount.
Okay.
Leadership ye influence. Leadership is an absolute phenomenon. Leadership is having tact, knowing when to strike. Right timing. Leadership, one of the tenets. Sanity. Yes, sir.
What the office said, and how our my
and no need the only
you knew your candy for.
Ye Debbie.
Ye bida.
Debbie. Ye bida, Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay.
Ye bida in Kwame Nkrumah. And your ma would this surround all nature say wouldn't dear warrior. And I just want to say, may explain this idea concept we na ubia betiasi. Leadership a judgment. And who he say wouldn't be beer, me ba studio hey, what ya wanna make us. And so there are so many components a move without you.
Yeah.
So you have the humility to assemble any pebi omoboa na production yakoso enyewo because wouldn't say wuntumi nyina. So what I say. A leadership. Leadership is having the humility to admit to say what we can do for no wouldn't be bia. Inti to be able to move wo vision no, you have to assemble what my from more specialist. What specific competencies. So, specific competencies no, specific competencies no, ena the mastermind. The purpose of the mastermind is say, womo beye the friend a master class. Na with the master class no, womo etumi aye the master key. Master key no, ena yede ba be develop na yede ba be create systems. Until with the master key no, you create systems. Systems no, na yede build the structures. How de be buoma no, and how de be the opposite way. Out of the structures no, ena we create standards. Highs and lows, who create spectrum.
Okay.
Standard no na beye the friend of success model. Inti bibia wo no, wo hwe model no so na ade aye. Wo pese wo ye dokono a, wonim se unye bro, some type of a bro, because enye popcorn a bro na de ye sebe nkran dokono. Se unya specific a bro bi a free some part of the country amount the best consistency. Uso kuna for ebia 4 days ansa na wakoyam wia ebia wode ebro no se wode ebro nko anasa wode yi banche more kakra be frame said ye dokono no it's a science they make what you say inti eno na ye no success model inti the reason say who here wo mastermind na say ede obeba be see success model woman wo go through stages here ma can say they create the master class to create the master key now their systems so now they build the structures now they are build the standards no now we develop your friend is saying success models from it is the purpose of the success model no Kofi and they say you have to build a culture of excellence. A culture of excellence, no, what does it do? A culture of excellence, no, niyama mienu. It promotes merit. Say, wohwe nkrofo a womu nim di omo ya na wachi omo Silicon Valley, wunim what happens there. Inti obia awo merit, no, what de ne ba na we groupu omo say munye sei.
Inti mitiewa wokeka enim before abom now the mabu amamu no independent candidate and that is one key question I am for visa say na ye to about the independent candidate oba ono nko a oba da bu oman so now you are making us understand no ma yate ase say wo nipa bia wo mu wonim dia wo bekeka wo mu abom
ya ka wo
abom dada and what wo di mastermind
sanity
a che say wo mu nim die no emu do e wo areas
sanity
a wo de wo mu etutu ho
sanity
wo mu Ghana
womo wo wiase mu baabie bi wo Ghana bi wo abrochire de tienti a most of them wo abrochire ne say environment wa ha no wo ntumi function wo there be because we say krom ha no politics ninti enye politics is creating an environment for excellence.
Okay.
Do you need to create an environment for excellence? Obi Kofi Ghana fo e wo krom ha we say you are very good at what you do, but you am frose be hwe. You be frose be den. Oba oba say agro no. Kwase ani ti a sanity. So, inti nkrofo wo hanoma a wo ye excellent in their fields. Me kofra wo mo kra se krobia be ka say I want my peace because you be targeting no. Inti most of the people are menya wo ma ye de wo mo bagana ye be yes mastermind ye wo mo abruchi.
Okay, so omo ye Ghana for omo tie abruchi.
Sanity.
But omo ntimi function wo ha because Ghana ha no.
Environment nye
okay. Enti omo pese wo ba be di kan a na environment na ye okay for them to come is that
absolutely it? Me baba ye president pe omu na bagana on the next plane.
They in Australia no.
Dr. Thomas.
I was for yene Dr. Thomas in nkomo kakra. Dr. Thomas, obama ye bit background of who you are and why you think say unim dia wo no ebetumi aboa ama the independent candidate Kofi Granting as you call him Abraham Di kan fra osi keke oni ne kwan abefa so a obetumi aboa na mamu.
Oh, this is not really about me. Dr. Thomas Eshen Wilson, medical specialist, son of Professor Kwame Eshen Wilson, medical specialist who returned home to Ghana to help build his motherland and died there as a result of medical misadventures. A very pathetic story of misdiagnosis. My father was a professor of medicine, and he died under pathetic circumstances of, the healthcare system in Ghana really leaves something to behold. If you're a medical specialist and you get that kind of quality care for a simple cancer, what it says for the rest of you is very, very sad. So that got me awfully excited about what is wrong with Ghana. And I came back and did some serious deep thinking about what our problems are, what is the root cause of our problems, and how we can possibly go about fixing it. And the bottom line is that Ghana has failed. It's failed its potential, given all the abundant resources and human capital that we have. We've completely failed as a nation. And we've failed because leadership has failed. And 32 years of MPP NDC, it should be blatantly obvious to everybody, these people have failed us. If we compare what we have to what any other country has, so I'll give you two examples. Singapore at independence was way behind us. Dubai was way behind us. Dubai has one mineral and had no brains and skills when they started functioning as an independent nation in 71. Singapore had not one mineral. They don't even have their own water. They don't even produce their own agriculture. Okay? And they got independence after us in 65. And you fast forward today where they are compared to where we are, you realize that we have a very, very serious problem. And it's a mental problem. Singapore is hotter and closer to the equator than Ghana is, than Accra is. So this thing about it being hot is not the problem. The problem is simply one of failure of mindset. And it's mindset of the leadership and the followership of the citizens. We have been playing this MPP NDC foolish game for 32 years. And if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And that's what we have won. Galamsey alone should tell everybody that something is seriously wrong with Ghana. There's no country on earth that destroys its topsoil and its farmland willingly for 2-3% of what you get from gold. No one does that. And the fact that it's sort of cool with everybody and they give various excuses and they don't achieve anything should tell everyone that we have a serious mental problem. We have a chance to correct this at the next election coming up in a few days. But what people don't understand is that Galamsey is the easiest of our problems because it's the here and now. We can fix Galamsey in a week if we really wanted to. Yeah. But the problems that we can't solve overnight are the overpopulation and the over-indebtedness of Ghana. Those are decades-long problems. And no government is talking about how they're going to fix that. Everyone is just promising castles in the sky stuff. And, I can stand up and promise anything, okay? But no candidate, apart from one, is talking about what the source of the problem is and how they're going to fix the problem, which is the people running government. That is where the problem is. And that's why everything in the country has degenerated. Only one man has said that he's going to swing the axe and bring about the punishment of the crimes in the mind, corruption, and crimes in the hand. Okay? Yeah. Incompetence and corruption are killing our country, and we're tolerating it for too long. One of the problems the average Ghanaian has is he has too much respect for his elders. There's nothing wrong with that in moderation. But when you take it so far that your senior is always right, no matter what, and your junior must always keep quiet and do as he's told, you end up with this problem that we have now, where you simply cannot speak truth to power. This is where we're at. So we can't tell the old fools and call them out that, guys, this isn't working. This is madness. We can't do that as a population. And the problem is, KK has called together a whole bunch of people, and we're all on this platform.
Okay,
We're all
who do you call? Who is KK?
Kofi Koranting
Okay.
has called together a whole bunch of people onto this leadership platform to help come up with solutions for how we're going to fix Ghana. We are all mature men and women, okay? For the past 32 years, we've watched with greater and greater embarrassment and shame at the way the country has gone. We used to be young, but 32 years has gone by, and what has happened to the country? It's gone backwards. I say to the youth in Ghana, if you don't change leadership now, another 32 years is going to go by, things are only going to get worse. We are so indebted as a nation that the only way we're going to get out of debt under the current management is to slowly sell off parts of the country. And once you've done that, you lose sovereignty. That's what's next. Okay?
Yeah.
If we don't change this Dukodaya tribal affiliation related religious zeal for political parties where everyone thinks it's a soccer game, if we don't change the clowns that are running the circus from beg and borrow for friends and family to loot and steal, with lazy, dysfunctional thinking and always coming up with excuses and blaming other people and saying, oh, it isn't so, not speaking the truth that we have a problem and you guys have been put in power to fix the problem, we're not going to get anywhere. And the truth of the matter, fellow listeners, is that this leadership has completely failed us. They can't solve any of our problems because they are the problem. And so the solution cannot involve them. They have to be removed. It's like a drunkard behind the steering wheel. You've got to remove the keys from them. This is the first and the last election where an independent candidate can come and consign MPP and NDC to this. We have this opportunity. We're not going to get it again. So if the youth sitting at home, oh, you know, I'm apathetic, politics doesn't change, nothing changes, I'm not going to vote, you're going to sit at home for another 32 years. And a lot of youth think that they can just run across the Sahara or catch a plane and everything will be fine overseas. Well, I have news for you. 20 million of you cannot go overseas. Everybody cannot run away. 99% of you are going to stay at home. There's no industry. There's no agriculture. Which country on earth imports its national dish in toto? We import our rice, we import our chicken, we import our tomatoes, we import our palm oil to make jollof rice and chicken. Really? In 2024, as an independent nation? Something's wrong here.
So these minds, are you all coming together? Should Kofi Koranting win?
We're in the background advising the president to come up with solutions, policies, and strategies as to how to fix the country. But the fundamental issue is not the promises a candidate makes, because anyone can promise anything. It's how are you going to go about fixing the problem by addressing the root cause, which is corruption and incompetence, which has gone on for too long and has been tolerated, which is way too long. You know, everyone can get away with it. You know, there's a race to the bottom in Ghana for all things. In most countries, there's a race to the top in all things. Society keeps improving every 5 to 10 years because everybody's trying to do better. In Ghana, we keep trying to do worse. I mean, the Cecilia Dapa issue, for instance, is just a glaring example. In any civilized country, it's prison immediately and then we're investigating. In Ghana, the president says, oh no, she's a fine woman, it's okay. This is not normal. Today, people were running around doing the special elections and they're busy handing out food to people standing in queue. In a civilized country, you're arrested in half an hour. Overnight, you've been disqualified. That's normal, not draconian. That's normal because you know that that's against the law and this is not what should happen. In Ghana, it just happens and everyone thinks it's normal because MPP NDC has allowed mediocrity, substandardness, and failure to be the norm. You cannot progress as a nation, get to any level of development, if that is your norm. And it starts at the top. In Flagstaff House and all the heads of government, all the 6,000 people the president appoints, they're not performing. And we all think it's a joke. It's not a joke. Because when the country's finished and it's sold off, it's finished. You can't play this game again. I'll give you an example. Peru has just built a port so that the Chinese can now do trade exchange through that port in Peru with the whole of South America. Nkrumah built one of those for us in the 60s. What did MPP-NDC do with it? They sold it. A national asset, our only deep water port, they sold it. You expect to develop that way? My fellow Ghanaians, it is time. It's time to stop talking and start acting. Don't sit at home, go out and vote. Vote for an independent to bring you true independence. Or you're going to be slaves in your own land. We don't have to mention all the foreigners that are lurking around, owning everything and chopping everything up. Free SHS. Yeah, it's great. But it's not a policy. It's not a strategy. It's an accounting entry. Instead of parents paying for useless education, government pays for useless education. You haven't changed it. Everyone comes out with a certificate. Hey, I'm educated. Is there a job for you? Can you do anything? Do you have any skills? No. Is this progress? Everyone loves education. There's nothing wrong with education, but it's got to be relevant and functional. And you've got to have the infrastructure to absorb people with the education. That is thinking. We don't have that in Ghana. We don't have leaders that do that. We have position holders, get well paid. Of course, they chop some more and they don't deliver any results. And anytime they fail to deliver, they can continue staying there. It doesn't happen like that in the rest of the world. All ministers have KPIs, and if they don't perform, next. When was the last time someone got fired in government for lack of performance? The tone is set at the top. The top needs to change. MPP and NDC have been playing this game and taking us for fools. And every young Ghanaian solution is, let me run overseas. Is that what's happening in the East? Japanese all want to run away. Koreans all want to run away. Chinese all want to run away. Vietnamese all want to, no. They're sitting at home fixing their countries. For us, oh, no, I don't want to vote. It doesn't make any difference, but I'm prepared to run across the Sahara and drown in the Mediterranean. The power is in our hands. Actually, the power is in our thumb. If all the youth in Ghana go and vote for an independent candidate come election day, no amount of corruption can change the result. No amount of corruption. Anyway, I've said my piece, I've had my rant, but this is the problem. Everything rises and falls with leadership. Leadership is everything.
Thank you very much. In fact, I've been very quiet listening because you've kept me thinking. Thank you very much. Okay. Enti yetie opani nchiremu a he believes Ghana yan system no maybe edu no emwa and there is the need for that change no. Examples of my ye hwe I say enuane a ye chair ye wo special voting. I think a candidate in a step down.
Of course, I see you need.
Really?
Of course, I say, so electoral commissioner unim di oye. Na di opeso ye ne se, see, eno na ama ekon name and teme ho ase makao metin na ba no. Because the SSA police, any electoral commission yen, womunye. Because womunye na ubia hu se womunye just and equitable. Ubia betena se minya womun womunye omedjuma. Now, Kofi, does it make sense to say Electoral Commission Bekacho say, wa bro letter official say, bra na wabe policy wo ballots 41,000 plus polling stations no. For WAO reps bra betena ho ni policy. No no adwuma na eden. To think about it. So what you say? Yeah. The fact is say Electoral Commission catch us say me ade me ye mo say muntu trust me o nti mo amfa mo nipa mra no eno kra kire say there's a red flag. Obi onim nyansa bia be ka say de me kan ye correct. Because wadwuma no say we be create a system and nipa be gia tum say obia ye happy na abrochire a wokoyi Kofi wakwa abrochire baby apeti say oh ya akwa Singapore wako Dubai wako akote say womo process of picking their leader no you invite obia say mo a we pick say obia mfa no nkrofo mra no womo me supervise position that would be chaos nti wonam no what say nkrofo we afa womo military womo nkrofo a ye tututuo ye how do you blame them? You want one mark situation aba. You were police waha. Kofi, yeah election last time nipa 8 in media for year bi. Yeah with disposition on it. Ekosi saying. Enso ye wo krum ha say. Inti eno no chiraw said there is something seriously wrong. Bibia ba na ya sweeping under the carpet say enkoda na de pese ye ne yenye. Eye criminal.
What your opinion ya ne papa be wu Ghana
ne papa be wu
and not ka ho bi and ama ofili said there should be that
drastic
change yeah
yes so na yen busianfo ye wu a me sem papa so be wu a me ni free London buy o buy no be yare ye healthcare ni ho systems ni ho nti onu so be wu a so nti sanu mani na cause say pain ti Kofi ade am pese me kirase ne dentia the need for a mastermind because mastermind no enyoma mienu an environment you create a system of excellence. Excellence no is what promotes merit. Obi a woni bibi ye bia no ye be pagya ye be boa ye be support o. Competence ye be support o. The same standard of excellence no and also punish corruption. Two sides of a coin. We papa ye be mouse so we bone so a ye be chouti. So and no nema Singapore Lee Kuan Yew eno ye ya odinya Singapore no mo ye 10 times worse than Ghana. Nso ene kohwe. So inti sa nyoma we necessary yen yete eno ne create a functional government society in equilibrium. Ye kase bibi in equilibrium a say systems e wo mu no na a function na create sa homeostasis na we kosope na abon conform we basu bebre na so sa na tie but ye enya no bi na ye wo Ghana into you need a mastermind that woman no they see from different perspectives based on woman competencies woman to me tena ho catch president say masa adewe enko ye ni say so
yeah give me the caliber of nipa ye part of masterminds.
Oh, Dr. Olsen wo ho Thaddeus Olsen
ono ye hwan
ono no oye behavioral scientist.
Okay.
Ono de doctor for no kire wo ma de.
Okay.
Wa bin ye pa.
Ono bezi wan.
Ono no sese am no ka say wo Ghana.
Okay.
Next
person.
America.
Okay.
Yeah wo obi so oye in family health oye Madam Sasu Abigail Sasu. Ono so wo tri-state area ewo America. Ye wo Dr. Ray ono so ye scientist or ye pathology ewo Canada.
Okay.
Ye wo Fanuel Markin or ye facilities marine engineer. And Dr. Danso wo California. Ono so ye in engineering, finance. Ono so abin ye pa. You see, inti sanko.
So what put two together?
Inti bibia wo ho no ma.
Would that be your council of state? And I said there will be ministers. What
the woman me pese and the reason inti me pese woman what the flexibility to function. Un say ye wo group bi a yɛmpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ biribiara ɛnyɛ effective. Nti nneɛma pii a ɛwɔ hɔ sesei no yɛbɛyi afiri hɔ because Kofi, okay, nti this is the question. The question is sɛ yɛhu hwɛ sɛdeɛ Ghana te, yɛyɛ at 760 billion cedis of debt. You have all the resources you could think of. Me cry there, me banche pe. I didn't me pe banche any a brew because they renewable and say asase. And if you just take banche poor, it's enough say be my enough foreign exchange reserves because of say the sorbitol ability, ethanol ability, the fact say using as a bonding agent for synthetic pharmaceuticals. Sa no mani na no. Sa ye infa nya you're so bad in leadership, say you're crab and chiba kruma. That's a problem. So, inti ye pesi yes say no, say ye change the Kofi, the foundation on which Ghana has been built for the last 67 years, no, flawed. As I see a bubu sa foundation, ni guni see a new foundation. Now ya no me, one pesi ye changes our foundation. And now politicians, ne one person running for president, you know, Obia nka about say opeso otache foundation. Obia de ne say de ewo ho a enye no ye mesi bibi nsi so. Wo dan kama ye a wasi. Wuntumi emfa saa dan yi enkosi me papa foundation bi a owo mankron a edi baby a be 50 years. There be because a structure bia comes with the corresponding foundation. Inti the new structure, I see a builder or Ghana, the new Ghana no. As I see a builder a new foundation, yet to me you see old foundation no. And when Tina Kofi Cranton say, number one, as I see a changing constitution. Number two, as I see a eradicated corruption. Listen, Kofi, Ghana for. You cannot do anything in Ghana till say, number one, we're changing constitution. Because constitution no legalize illegality. Legalize it because at the end of your constitution, one of as I say, guiding craft per one crafted a pathway, see, first one, and no, they create the friend a homeostasis. And the person near day boo or mine. And no crown as I say, I'm uncle for a carte blanche, one the bokrono. Me boa catch me. Aden there was 760 billion cedis of debt. So, you have to demolish, make Kofi Kurante me ba, we have to demolish the structure of Ghana. Foundation no. Amam penifona bokro no, ye real government, Ghana properties. Ejapadi egu Ghana se ye for Ghana for na ye real. Na Ghana for bre. Na ye the constitution na akata wo so. No mo ho. We'll say 24-hour economy. How can you build a 24-hour economy on a current state of corruption? Kofi, does it make sense to you? It will not survive. With the 24-hour economy comes a 24-hour corruption. Because buckets now, they sense, you know, I see it too. Does it make sense? One fix a corruption problem. You can't build a 24-hour economy with this constitution. It won't work. Digitization now, person building, it cannot work with this current constitution. Until the first thing it says, a CSS constitution. As I say, you eradicated corruption. I didn't say eradicated corruption. You eradicated corruption. One more boy a chrono more system. No one be finding a way be see a debate chrono. Plus, one more boy a chrono for the last 67 years. I see a second in a ba. Yes, sir, this is a recipe for another IMF number 18. Kofi, how do you not go to IMF? Catch me. Told you your media penny. How do you not go to IMF? If you have high debt, high inflation, you don't have foreign exchange reserve, you don't have trade surpluses, you will go to IMF. Because Kofi, 2023, we realized we had a trade surplus. Now we need answer.
Your system, your system, no. Niema HSA gina ho nyina ni nyina agye agu.
Kofi.
Enti enam se enti ubehia mwa every International Monetary Fund IMF.
Kofi. Obi abaka say Kofi, our numbers here wrong because 2023 we had a trade surplus. When we didn't hear we had a trade surplus. Ye gold no no one we no. Ye gold no no one gino Kofi. Inti say wo fa wo gold. Now the kojin toast ni je ni a wonim nyansa. Ka kire me. Ka kire wo.
Ade ye gold akwaje toast ni je.
Now uti krom ha wonim. You not paying attention?
No.
We had a trade surplus. Trade surplus no so te here. Trade surplus nature say ye export to nyoma than we ye buy.
Enti okase the gold ekwaje je na. I don't get that.
Wouldn't the entire ye nya more exports no. Ye nya I think 186 billion in exports. Wouldn't the entire nya 186 billion in exports. Gold. Into what my beji gold no. Ye nto je ni ntos. Ye import to je ni ntos.
Yeah, Burkina, Niger, yeah.
Inti say what would the world foreign exchange reserve now wo cotton gold no. Wa wenya no. Wo de cotton je ni ntos. Wo de nyansa. So if you were
yeah.
What you say?
What you say?
No question. So explain. You cry in toast 2.3 billion cedis. You cry confirm free Denmark. I cry tin tomatoes free Germany. The second highest importer of tin tomatoes around the world. What is wrong with us? You were the best. We capacity so cry me the in toast abeguswa ebefifi. We have the best mineralized soil. We have abundance of sunlight. Ensuo no eba me yiri ekuyen say ye neoma ye kokrentus. After Russia and Ukraine, what kind Russia and Ukraine, Saudi Arabia hunyansa dua wheat in commercial quantities as I say one more export to. Ye de be fa plane akọ Zelensky ho akọpa ne Chelsea omwaye. Hey! Tell me we're not crazy. And I won't follow. Na media for ya no more can na more seriously. They make can catch our camera na enyampa. Kofi won't tia no man panyin fair plane call Zelensky ho.
Yeah.
What the heck is wrong with him? Onipa or yet your friend saying war laden ye bubunne o kon ho akopa ne cheso na yet Ghana. This is the land of gold. Anwea kra ye gold ma Chinese fo be wia ya anwea e de fata kra de ko anwea ye wia unim se ye wia anwea.
I know say minim so more the ko but wia na de minim so mo wia, but I know so almost
wo hwe budget mu no uhun Colombia ka say for exports in anwea no yenya income bi ene na ye wia. So there's no column a signify na a designated say anwea ye betin ye no Ghana fo nya income na ne wo maboye kro no.
Enti wo ba be yo mampani say be ya obi anwea ya anwea. Is that it?
I am the official baller man. Kofi, me be clean baller no. Me pe. Me say why no ye candidate or person or ye president wo between na match me. Fa na bra. Why? Because when Kofi Number 5, change the constitution, eradicate corruption, institute a national development plan. And yet, Bola master development plan ne wo hono ma National Development Commission ti ho a wo tafre hono e ye Bola. Ana wonim say ye Bola. Oh, ka kire me ese ye di nkomo. Camera mu de mu nyai. Camera
kasa biti o.
Me say national Development Commission wo mo nya Bola.
Ona wo kasa mo ye Bola.
Okay, so wo mo nya Bola, aden wo mo ye adwuti wo mo ye adwuma a wo mo se wo me National Development Commission. Na NDC ba nei wo amfa manifesto ama.
It's like that is what has been our National Development Commission authority. Wo mo ye DS wo mo ye. But then political parties currently the entire trouble mo based on technically their manifestos.
Okay.
Enti no so hye bo se oba we ya. Eno nti e na Ghana for troma no. Enti se odi e no so a it is assumed it's a contract on Ghana for say ye tia Ghana for troma no. We di so.
Okay. No, what made so?
Koso
Say a chief for smart or semen koso say or that's an acceptance say Ghana for politicians woman ni woman mandate the ma Ghana for the ma almost say woman for manifesto meche and woman to me ni so because listen woman this why do we have 760 billion cedis of debt? Simple. There's something seriously wrong. It's either say they are so incompetently ignorant about documenting or friend or manifesto no. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the mental capacity. Listen, we don't have 760 billion cedis of debt. Yes, me catch us a national commission authority as a commission no a baller because a baller uncle obi be use one document e de abumai obi anyusu obi ade the manifesto na eba inti I see a guno.
Okay. So that is your explanation of a baller because I get you.
But so obi why radigana mumpa masa nso omo ye adwuma no adwuma de omo yo kofi ye tue omo ka omo de da VAT mu but obi afo omo adwuma no enye hwe nso ye mo wo ho hey masa first day kofi granting president ye good national ye good no mo ma adwuma bio mu na mo kwa agriculture kofi enya grow me so ni me
no but you are speak see points 5 alma here apart from constitution you speak about say Benya national development plan
mandatory that's a key word mandatory national development plan oh massa won't me in fact the manifestos are a thing of the past in Ghana me ye president obi anyusu manifesto biu say any problem no we don't believe in your being now manifesto da hokufi for the next 50 years 4-year timelines president bi obeba no wo mandate ni specific very specific wo be Accra to Burkina 10 lane wutumi ye ma osika fa ye wantumi anya you are here and wo betua anso masa de eba be constitution na wo mfam obi akra be sure so be running for president wo be running for president a position of stewardship enye we no mbe ya na wo mo okwa na nakunya di nachi na ahemfo heck no you work for the people president no enye a position na wo de ba beji glory wo be serve nipa okwa na V8 air condition bo akunya se ya akunya we bi masa agro na mudi wo Ghana yedi agro ana wo I say
as it stands now December 17th
any
what will you tell Ghanaians?
They make a check Ghana for and say Ghana for emra ye do no youth mo bre there is nobody in your corner wo ye adwuma mamo Kofi Granting pool enti na me ye the official baller man efia echoki system na emma bibia nya adwuma o Ghana no MPP ni NDC for take advantage of na other candidates pese woman so ba na woman be milk the cow no as I say echa we have to put it to death literally Kofi Granting penny betumi aye nti se opese Ghana etumi breathe ni enya mframapa Kofi babia say e-waste ye shiri babia Ghana is one of the most polluted countries in the world because of e-waste because nipa peduane kakra bia dinti ye she computer parts and e bi ne kun Steve Jobs no odinya cancer no of course Munya research. So yeah, research.
I know says Steve Jobs cancer no, but that's to what caused the cancer.
Ne constant a year or the take a components who a computer or breathing in so fumes no. So inti the meme catcher Ghana say a do mira ye pese Ghana a tumpong me pe ni obia me de a mastermind there ba mastermind no. They don't think out of the box. They don't have the box. They don't have a box. Ye be ye de sin de esi wo Dubai no. Sheikh Rashid Al Maktoum de why ye wo Dubai no. Kofi na on nkrofo no kasa wo hu se wo madwene no. Enya grow. Yeah. And we're going to put this we're going to get this thing lit for Ghana. ye beye Ghana ni ye. Ye ni abro. Inti me, I don't joke around. Me mamo 100-point plan on ye beye say nonsense. Inti Kofi dia me kind of say, and you menum. We're going to change the constitution. Number one, change the constitution. Now, yes, presidential exemptions. President nama oye Teflon na obian to be bomb crowd to bon enkano. The president should be like the common man. Unim DNT. Said the common man netino or betting cannot the befaso enya adwene dia ye policy. Now wo honum na ye twa ho ahia na ye Teflon don na bibia ntumi nkanwa. How do you feel what the average person is feeling to build a policy be protected that person? Think about it. And your common sense. The exemptions, Rawlings exemptions or the bad the presidency, best stripping in powers here, the presidency or they employ or they appointed IGP, accountant general, electoral commission, best stripping in it's going to a public service commission. Now one more in consultation with specific agencies. No, one more crop for. Then they present the president, say, President, when you know about say, and you know, I then now president that we in for what's saying you need best 6,000 for executive positions in the country. No, you can't do that. Intisa exemptions, no. Article 71, ex gratia, yes, stripping ye be change constitution, no. Me kasi ye change ya, ye be fifi mu, yimu, e fini na, ye be wie no. Masa, wakasi ya dia she bleach mu ni ye, color ne bibia change. Number 2, eradicate corruption. We're going back as far back as 1957. Paper trail be a why ye di chiwa. Ye be to me a masika be a we are what the abana ye beji. Buildings a what cantonment ridge, airport, ye in chromato ye kanda, uncrofo, we are. Yet need now about to back on the administrative management of the government of Ghana. Because paper trail wo Adaya work day when I'm home, Kwame Nkrumah day. What may we ni na MPP ba no abe we BNDC ba no abe we because me boa. Yenim pa ye begini na it has to be ba. Na your friend say Achimota forest cry ye tonton we ba no abe twa bi no de aye yi asset na impunam. Obi aba no abe twa bi de aye nkwan. What kind of nonsense is that? Ye beji sanyo me say ye nfa ho say wesi Burj Khalifa ewo Achimota forest. Masa is going back to the people. Me na me catch them. Intimudi ya monfa nyoma no. Number ye na sika bia obi awia no. Ye gi back plus interest plus fees plus charges. Nti wako we are 10 cities 1967 and then 199 cities ubetua plus interest plus fees plus BBR. Why do we have to go to IMF? We don't have to. IMF no ye was saying no. Inti ade na wo ko bi ono ye broker saying wo ho say wo ko disika.
The challenge, why yes, tie bi yetutu kwan ne yeti de wo kan ase no. Ya na enye difficult. But the ordinary Ghanaian thinks enye
Realistic.
Vodafone MTN. Enti network for ba edin. Enye we ya we. Enye NDC MPP. That has been the challenge. What will you tell Obi? Finally,
Kofi, say enye Vodafone
MTN.
Telecel. Enye Telecel MTN. Because a better option has not presented itself. Say me ba na ma be start a new cell phone company waha. Me want better service. Me ma better quality signals. Na me ma data na me ye. Why na catch yourself nkrofo nyai free MTN ne Telecel? There has never been a candidate like me on the ballot. Never. 67 years. Nobody. I dare say woni petrimuno. Kofi, there's never been a candidate. Say there's a viable candidate like Kofi Krantino. People have a reason to switch. because masa na obi a ose obeye nkukọ no ama nkukọ no to kosua na maton na maye yi na aye nkukọ buo na ana want explanations ye dey ama what explanation of 24 economy no what very good now ninu ba kono so ose oba who did we na wo toilet say wo bedware ono so de onam no wasi toilet saa yensi dan ma wo kofi nsre mani abre yensi dan ma wo baby abnim wo wiase bia na yesi dan na de toilet na yesi wom na wo de wanyanyansa pa say wo de wo besi dan na si baby 50 yards away no akosi toilet anadwofa wo da na wo yam kanwa why na wo kofi na de ayi kura ne say we mu na yesi toilet ama say kono say be a black boy say yesi toilet man so nkwa wo black boy no ye ma wo aduane se di na wo ko toilet na kwa eden wuni di toilet na ho wonfa so kofi on say nyansa no wo fam wuni aduane ni wo ye fast natural fasting yesi toilet ama hey agropa o sankrofo we no wo do no compare me are you kidding me? Maybe baby I make a plain. Me say change the constitution, eradicate corruption, institute a national development plan a year mandatory. Reduce government by 73%. Make it effective, efficient, and functional. What ministries now saying? Oba koni etete you make me your cell phone. Yenye adwuma bia nso yetua omoka. We're putting all of them into agriculture. And number 5, the big kahuna. Invest $10 billion every year for the next 10 years into a drone-controlled mechanized farming. Just say, farming na, yemfa aso enye. Farming na, yedi machines akesi ni aka farmers ni na bom no mo ye adwuma. Government farming enya dia yedi ma individuals so mo nye. Ye farmers ni na no ma bon kokora bom rewo. Wo mo ma esa nko mo take over ni na abankran ni kumase. Because adwuma ni ho omo do kria no so ayento omaduane because government no ehunyansa anye systems anye distribution network me bo aka kire me say nkrofo do aduane nso transportation from remu aye de befa aduane na aba distribution center na bi ni ho nti aduane na apro papa na order ne ne yire no wo mu na aye old Inti there was a decline of more than 50% in the last 20 years in agriculture. You don't have food security. Kofi, does it make sense to you? Inti you're caught into agriculture to make Ghana the agricultural hub of the world. Ye be see airport. Kesie pa. Ewo bron. Ye Dasing. Ako Dasing da. Shanghai. There be Beijing.
Okay.
Airport no uhwe Dasing near friend Dasing airport and no be near babisi wo ho a processing nuani na Ghana is going to be a net producer exporter of organic food to the world. That's the goal. And let me tell you ade ba ko amedi be wi ha Kofi obi ka say na Kofi asema akoye kan Ghana northern western region na no 13,842 kilometers squared. 13,842 kilometers squared. Tokyo, 13,452 kilometers squared. Western region associating Tokyo by almost 400 kilometers squared. Nipa 37.1 million and a Tokyo. 37.1. What do you mean to Western region?
What are you saying?
2 million. What do you say? Western region is the richest region in the world. Mankase Ghana.
In the world.
Mankase Ghana.
Western region.
Mankase West Africa. Mankase Africa. Me say Western region is the richest region in the world. Nipa 2 million netiho. They are as poor as dirt. American Ibesi. Inti, where is the mental capacity of the leaders? You bet me if Ghana na near develop Western region na koshe ho. Not the rest of Ghana near dinina agriculture. They make out here. We enya me na me ko a fact. Nti ade na enye. They say Nigeria for Gary, China for kra ema Gary. There's a problem, Kofi. Do you see what I see? Nti say ba me abegina honom no ka say, oh, they say the oba power, oh, they say they me advice. Nti me government no mo kan bibia kire me ntumi nyansa. Mo ntwe na me president na fe ma ye de mo pese me ye because mo ma me bibia na me ye de sisi a me ba me nya bibia nye o nti. Are you serious? Na wo Ghana ni wo koto aba masakwa we. What is wrong with us? Nti wo ko asori Sunday na wo ko ka kire nyame no we nti wo mpa ebo na ka bi bo wo kire a. How can you blame God? Because wo se wo ma wadwene enye adwuma. Kofi nipa na ono ose wo obeboa wo sesei no ose ontume mmoa twen no to abama no nomra as president ansa no abeboa wo koto abama no na obeba no wawue waba memorial service na nkrofo di achi mamefo hey masa concept. Let's see if I do. Ghana must change. Ghana must be built for Ghanaians. Ghana for Ghanaians, Kofi, enam de baby. Nti Saturday, uko twaba official baller man number 10, Kofi Kranting. And we still time in two movie because we be into me the MMA kano mepe na metumi aye.
I was for na asempetia yen kan etintin bia captain's band no number 10 and a table enti abaye kwakoto no number 10 enhyemu a ode amano yebehwe wasi senior wie na ebehu chale but utie ne nsem no na ohwe ba bia ode fa na ebeka say over to you Jolati.
Kofi, na mama endorsement. Say one kasa mama endorsement.
Oh, personally there, you know, say I'm for you.
Okay.
So I don't have to say anything.
And one and I'm personally
there, you know, say
I don't know black boy says
it's because
the traditional foods are no starch and carbohydrates mu bebree. But true green food there, starch and carbohydrates no kitwe bi na wom. Very healthy. Ebo me ho ban free yare bi to say diabetes, kidney failure, cholesterol, hypertension, cancer. Any near keka ho. True green food or more breakfast options to say cocoa, Tom Brown, oatmeal. Any near keka ho bebree. True green food. Oh yes, our products now are 100% organic and natural. So we have been to me deliver my baby a
Me did young antechua and maybe I'm discovered for Europe akuma busuya for Ghana no. Me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover my pim tap send. Intienne, also download the Tap Send app no ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka komo abusuya for Ghana fa na nyina. Tap Send. Papa no.
Hello, love.
Gary, do you have Mommy's parcel for her big day?
The shipping company says it will take 1 month.
A month? Gary, use Rapid.
Rapid?
Rapid courier ships from the United States to Ghana and 9 other African countries within 3 to 5 days. Log on to rapidgroup.com, buy, ship to us, and we deliver right to your doorstep.
That fast? Yes, that's Rapid for you. Can you sign this?
I thought you only ordered Mommy's parcel.
No, I ordered a few car parts too.
Are you too busy to shop? We will shop for you. Rapid also has a luggage delivery service, so you can make that extra luggage and we will deliver at the lowest rate.
Rapid Courier. Just shop. We deliver. Enjoy.
Alakados Properties is ready to relieve you from the stress of finding units and setting up viewings or sell your house. Connect with Alakados Properties. We are specialized in sales and rentals of properties, property management, and consulting.
Alakados Properties is a real estate agency we work with, and we are committed to giving their guests the best experience in accommodation. You can also rely on Alakados Properties to find your long or short-term accommodation whilst in Ghana.
African market. Order for so bronze ha. Now open African market papa didra. Mo akoma to yem dia. Malata African market edem sronko. Smoked fish, meat, dry fish, so kenki, rice, yam, fufu flour ni nnuane ahodo afiri Africa. Afei, ye want to ma papa. Bo wire kente, adamase kente, ahwene ahodo. Ene nneoma bebre na wobenya wo Malata African market. Hwehwe ye chi akwan ene number e wo screen so. Malata African market mu King Kong. Malata African market enam papa. African market Malata African market.
At Diaspora Insurance, we understand the importance of dignified send-offs within Ghanaian culture and traditions. We also understand that you want to avoid the double trauma of your family grieving and not having the financial support to cover funeral expenses when you're not around. With our Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, you can now cover yourself or your family in Ghana or abroad. With no medicals required, we'll accept you if you are under 75 years. Visit our website today or call us to complete a simple form in under 5 minutes. With Diaspora Insurance, your